So we're going to move on and we're going to do 4.2. That'll also be on Teams. Now, and some of that will shift here and again. What we're going to be talking about in 4.2 is we're going to be talking about determining slope and y-intercept. Now, if you recall, this begins with y equals mx plus b. M equals slope, because it's the multiplier of x, and then b equals the y-intercept. We're going to say y-int, only because it's easier to write it, takes less space. You need to know that that's the y-intercept. Now graphically, we understand both of these things are very important because of what we did in 4.1. 4.2 takes us to investigating that by not knowing what we're going to have to know. So the question begins with find the slope and y-intercept of a line using points 0, 4 and -3, 6. Now you should know how to do this because you've already done it before. Where it gets a little shifty is when we get to trying to find this y-intercept. The slope part of this should be no problem for anybody in the class, because we already know m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Now that should look familiar to you. You've been doing it, and you've had a couple of assignments to get you there. And now you've got the video. Yay, video. So, let's look and see what this is. And I'm going to change colors because I want to make this as visible to you as possible. This is y2, and this is what is x. This is y2, x2, x2, y2. This is, we're going to use this as x1, y1. Wait for it. So this is what I'm saying. Here's an x, here's a y, right? Here's an x, here's a y. Now there's an easy way to do this, there's a hard way to do this, but I'm going to do it this way, because that's my choice. This is going to be x2, y2. Are we okay? I hope so. And then we have x1 and y1. Does that make sense to you? I hope so. Now, of course, you could graph this and figure out the slope with rise over run, but we want to be able to do this mathematically. To do this mathematically, this is our bad boy right here. This is how we can do this without ever touching a piece of graphic to find the slope. So now we have y2 is 4. So this is there. We're going to take that, we're going to subtract y1. Well, there's y1, right? 6, right? So far so good. And we could continue right now with doing that math, but let's write it all out first. So here's x2, right? x2, I labeled it. Through that. And if I have x2, then x1 must be -3. Now you're going to have to work on your energies. You're going to have to use calculators properly, but I would prefer that you understand it using a number line. 4 minus 6 on a number line will show you drawing this for now so that you can actually see it. Here's 0, right? And I'm going to go 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm going to subtract 6. So I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's going to be -2, right? Just a reminder that that's how this thing works. So you can probably manage this with the calculator. So we can on the top say -2 divided by what? Well, here we go. I'm going to go 0 minus +3, right? This should be easy for you to see, 0 plus 3. But if you're looking at it here, we want 0 and we want to subtract. Well, we can't subtract the negative. We have to turn it around and go the other way. So it's going to be 0 plus 3, which is 3. So our slope here is -2 over 3. All right. Now, in this particular situation, I'm going to erase this. In this particular situation, that allows us to say, that we have y equals mx. Because we have slope, right? This is slope. Here's your slope. Let's use the orange one. Why not? I hardly ever. Go back. Hardly ever use the orange one. Alright, so we're going to use that as slope. Y equals mx plus b at this point becomes y equals -2/3, because that's our slope, times x plus b. So now all we have to do is figure out what b is. Here's the easy thing about this particular problem. This particular problem tells us x equals 0. What is y when x equals 0? Because that's what it is, but let's look at it mathematically. See, right now I'm saying that I know y is 4, right? Right? If I know y is 4, 4 equals 2/3 x plus b, right? Well, that's easy. It's not easy. But in this situation, we already know what y is when x equals 0. So, y-intercept equals, think about that, x equals 0. What is y when x equals 0? The y-intercept is 4. And that comes straight from here. And that's an important relationship for us to know so that we can go forward. Alright? We're going to do this again with another equation, and that's going to be in 4.2b.